I kind of knew it was going to be a tie because Days told me he was voting for me to stay and voting against Rochelle. I also voted against Rochelle, so I knew I had two votes going that way, assuming Days was keeping his word to me. So that sent me and Rochelle to the tiebreaker challenge. Now, going into the tiebreaker challenge was definitely weird because Rochelle has been really hit or really miss all season with challenges. So I knew that either, she was going to do really good at the challenge or really bad at the challenge. Fortunately for me, it was a challenge she wasn't so good at, and that allowed me to get into the top three.
It was gonna be hard to beat my girl, you know. Like I love and respect her gameplay a lot, um, and how far she made it, and how good she was at challenges. And with that being said, it was gonna be hard to beat her. So it's kind of what I wanted, but I couldn't put that nail in her coffin because I need her vote on that jury. Okay, she's still gonna rock with me if I vote with her instead of vote her out. You feel me? I just got off work, worked all day, worked all week, Monday through Saturday. It's Saturday night. I'm on my way home. I got a 3 hour drive home. I get down the mountain, turn my Wi Fi on, turn my hotspot on.
So I did not think I was gonna win this final challenge.
there was 3 pictures, and the first one I noticed real quick had an LG symbol on an air conditioning vent outside. Now, LG is a worldwide brand. However, I do know that it is stationed in Seoul, which is in Korea.
I kind of figured that looked like South Korea, that first picture. On the last one, what I did was I looked up famous statues in each different place, and I found a one, and the picture was in Finland, and I'm like, oh, bet, Finland, bet, boom, bow, 1 point, down. So I'm like, okay, I'm feeling good, you know. Like, alright, this might be a good start.
I actually asked Rochelle about this after she won, and she got 1,200 points. And she kind of gave me a strategy. That did not help me with this.
So my strategy in that was just to do more what I did in the last one. I already had a pretty good grasp on how to play it from the earlier comp.
So with the airline price competition, I had 2 tabs open. I had one for Expedia, and then I had one for Google.
After that one, I was so far behind. Like it would take a miracle for me to win this challenge. So
So in challenge number 4, what came to me the fastest, honestly, was Old Town Road. I knew it instantly. I'm like, oh, Old Town Road. And because that is one of my favorite songs of 2019.
You know, I'm just good with words. You know, from being somewhat of a burnout at times in my life, I have a pretty extensive vocabulary, and I have a pretty good vocabulary. So I knew a lot of them right off top just because I'm good with synonyms. I have a pretty good vocabulary, so I didn't really need to look up synonyms for some of those words. It was just like, oh, I know what this is, I know what this is.
And I'm doing this challenge in the car with my computer, with my phone as my hotspot. The final challenge, my strategy was simple. Do what I did last time. That's what works. It's effective. I know. Have all my tabs open. Have my email ready to reply. Have my screenshot ready. It's about being fast and effective. It's about finding the fastest, quickest answer.
You know, what bummed me about that, is that I thought he wasn't even playing. Like, I didn't even see him give answers for a few of the rounds, so I didn't even think he was playing. So whenever I found out he had gotten that round, and it was a round that would have clinched the win for me, I was just like, yo, bro, why did you decide to play now of all rounds? You had to play this round.
Dude, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fly. I'm feeling like a champion, man. I just beasted that challenge, man. I'm talking about, whew, your girl is safe. So I'm feeling amazing right now. I'm on cloud 9.
She won. I shot myself in the foot enough to keep myself from winning that comp, and she earned it. She got it. She won it.
I'm surprised that I still pulled it out, really. You seen my reaction. I just was honestly shocked. I couldn't believe it. The whole time I was already talking to Fanguy, like, look, dude, please just take me, like, begging him, like, thinking I'm gonna lose, like, already trying to plot how I'm gonna get into the final 2. I already was on it, but I didn't even need to because I won. So, nice. I'm super excited. I'm lit. So basically, Fanguy is who I need to take with me to win. I've ran out all the options. I ran out the numbers. And what I'm going to do to secure Daisy's vote is basically just be straight up with him. Be 100. Like, look, dude, I'm going to be honest, like, I think I might have a better chance against him.
What's up?
What's up, man?
So, yeah, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
That was like a last-minute win.
Dude, I honestly just didn't even expect it. I'm seriously in shock. I'm like, no way that I hadn't won no challenges, and then I finally fucking win one.
Hey, that's all it takes,
Yeah.
Do I think that Aspen and Fanguy have been working together for quite a while? I do. I have to put in the mind of Aspen that Fanguy has been working with Infinity and myself for quite a while. Back to prior to the merge, when we had that first summit meeting, before we eventually went post-merge, I've got to talk about that.
So what are you thinking?
I don't know. I hadn't really had a real chance to really process everything.
I mean, I can give you my thoughts.
Okay, I'm interested. I'm listening.
So I do have a few questions just to see if you know what I know. Do you know how long Fanguy have been working with me and with Infinity? Is that something you all talked about?
No.
Really?
No, and so you brought it up to me, and I kind of, I didn't really say nothing about it. I just kind of sat on it and kind of played it cool, and I didn't really know to what extent, because honestly, I was worried about that. If I lost that, he was working with you, and that honestly, I would be the vote out. I know that probably would be the case.
I'm not 100% sure on that because he did vote out Infinity. We secured a final 3. Obviously, that was not the case because he voted Infinity out. But I wanted you to know that
Okay.
because if other people are thinking about that, yes, he voted out Infinity, but what I got from Infinity is that she wasn't going to hold any grudges. She was going to vote for who had the best gameplay, and he played it well. Like he never told me that he was going to vote out Infinity. He never specifically said it, but he had said over and over and over that he wanted to go with me to the final two. He wanted to go with Infinity and I initially to the final three. I don't know, if I'm not in the final two, I kind of have to respect that just as a game player. But if I'm sitting next to you, I got to assume you got Rochelle. I've got to assume you have Mike. And although he said what he said to me, I've got to assume that he was a lot closer to you and Rochelle than he was to Infinity and myself, especially given that Infinity he voted out. But that's kind of where I stand with it. I think you have a better chance of winning against me. I would just like to be sitting in the final two. I think everybody's minds will be made up at that point that, loyalties came with the initial alliances, and then Mike hates me. So,
and I just to be clear, dude, I'm probably gonna air this shit out in Tribal tonight. I don't want it to be no surprise or nothing, but
I'm cool with it because I want him to admit, because first of all, he's the one that told me about Rochelle's power.
Right.
Early on.
We figured that out.
Early on.
Yeah.
And he has also been working with Infinity Eye for a long time. I think his goal was to play both sides and keep us from interacting with each other. And I know I voted you out, but I had to talk to you. Like, I had to figure out what the fuck he was doing.
Right.
Because I really felt like he wanted to keep Infinity and myself and you and Rochelle apart from each other so that we didn't compare notes.
Basically, what's funny is he kind of ran the same scenario, just saying that I would he thinks that I have a better chance because Infinity and Mike and Rochelle are all guaranteed votes for me. I don't know why he thinks that.
Where does he think I'm voting?
With him, he said that you would. He said I probably get dazed, and who knows who Ibarka is voting for.
I'm voting for Fan Guy because he's played a really good game. He played both sides brilliantly. I can't fault him for that. Even though he took Infinity out, he did brilliantly to draw Infinity and myself in.
Like I said, I'm still on the fence. I just know, like, when you and I talked about this last time, about 200 dogs sitting at the final two.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to be there with you. If that's not the case, I'm cool with it. But I still have to decide where my vote goes, but I know where it's leaning. There's nothing against you. That's strictly gameplay. So
I feel you. And honestly, dude, I don't really know, but when I do, decide how things are gonna go, probably after Tribal is when I'll really know, how I want to go with things. I'm gonna go ahead on and tell you, I'm gonna be upfront with you if I'm gonna vote you out or whatever, because you did that for me, and so I owe you that same respect, and I hope you can respect that as a game, as a gameplay decision, and I hope you take that into account. Whatever happens is that, I showed you that same respect that you showed me when this was me in this situation.
If I can convince Aspen that Infinity and myself are going to not be bitter and vote for Fan Guy because he played such a great game, then we can at least assume that there will be a 2-2 vote, with Ibarka being the tiebreaker.
Fan Guy hadn't mentioned it at all, and for sure I thought that he would have said something about it, but Of course not. And like you said, why was he trying to keep us apart from each other? He didn't say
Hey.
nothing about y'all working together at all.
Let's have a
But-
fire. Let's have a fire last tribal.
Yeah. I mean, we might as well. We might as well like
Let's make a
call
show.
everybody out, put everything out there. I mean, it's the last one. We might as well do it up, huh?
Yeah.
She did tell me she was going to take me. She said she'd been with me from the beginning and she was going to take me. So we will see if that's the case. You know, for me, it's just she shot herself in the foot by telling me that if it wasn't true.
What's up, Chief?
What's up, bro?
How you know Livin?
That's it.
So oh, it's good to see you. It's like I'm seeing all my friends, and I know I'm not gonna see them anymore after this for like till like March or some shit.
I know, that's crazy, right?
I know. It's just like this whole crazy fucking experience, man. Just
I gotta be straight up. I was sold. I was like, you know what, man, fan guy, we about to go take it off. And then I don't know, Days was making a pretty good like point. I don't know. I'm confused now. It's just like, damn, dude.
well, what's he running by you? Because like against me, you're gonna get Infinity's vote, you're gonna get Mike's vote, and you're gonna get Rochelle's vote. That's enough to win.
You think Michael? I don't know about Mike.
Mike fucking hates me. I called him every name in the book. The only person I don't know, like, the only person he might hate more than me is Dazed, but he hates us both with an absolute passion.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I thought a piece of it was fake, though. You know, I thought that maybe because they still tried to work with him to vote
Yeah,
Rochelle out.
yeah, I mean, and Infinity definitely gave him some info, which is why he played that idol. And
Right.
I know that Infinity was Dazed's number one. So I don't know. I don't think it was fake. Like I think him and Dazed hate each other just like he and I hate each other. But
Yeah.
you're getting Mike's vote against either of us. You can just rest assured of that.
And then Dazed also said that he was voting for you. You know, like he said that he was voting for you.
Yeah, that's not cool. That's kind of like threatening. Anyway,
Right.
it doesn't matter if he is voting for me. I'll have him and Ibarka, and you'll have Rochelle, Mike, and Infinity.
I don't know. He just is trying to basically, dude. You know what? Honestly, man, I done had me a little hard cider, and so I'm feeling myself, and so I might as well put this shit out here, bro. Okay, hold on. Let me go to the car. So, dude. Honestly, I'm gonna just go ahead on and tell you, dude. This dude is like trying to throw you under the bus mad hard, like saying that you was working with them and shit, like before the merge, bro.
If I was working with them before the merge, would I not have just I voted with you guys the whole freaking way?
Right. And see, that's what I was trying to get through to him is that, you know, we all still voted together. We stuck together.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
like I talked to him in Infinity. I'm not gonna say I didn't, but like it was more of just like, hey, what's up? Y'all are cool people, because like they just like Infinity's like a DJ like me, and
Right.
like I voted her out. Like it's just like I was sticking with you guys. So I don't know. Like if I wanted to turn on y'all, I wouldn't have voted Infinity out.
Right. That's
Right.
and that's kind of how I felt. Is like if he wanted to flip, that was honestly the perfect opportunity right there.
Like I've kept it real, and I'm keeping it real with you when I say you're gonna have a better chance of beating me than him. Like real talk.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
just-
yeah, I feel that, dude. Honestly, like I told you, and honestly, bro, I just was like, man, we already had this, you know, like it'd be fucked up, and I 100% would expect you to be salty if I straight up was like, all right, look, bro, trying to make a deal with you before I even won the challenge, and then turn around and go vote you out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some fucked up shit on my part. And
I think would have pissed me off more than you just like coming here like right now and just being like, yo, I decided to go the other way.
I guess that was the misconception, is he was making it seem like
It's not a
Before the
misconception. He's just trying to twist shit up. Like,
Dude, I mean, this dude's like before the merge. I'm like, before the merge, what? Like, damn, this is like hella news to me.
and yet I voted with you guys every single vote. Like, I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
And
No.
at the end of the day, I understand that some of it is gameplay. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, well, Days, I can't help it if you got played a little bit, bro. Like, I mean, if Fan Guy strung you along this long, shit, good gameplay for him. That was a good move. I need to write that shit down.
I mean, it wasn't so much that. Like I said, I'm friends with him. That's what's kind of like taking. Like, I'm actually I consider him a friend. I consider everyone other than Mike that was in the last like 6 people I am genuinely fond of. Like I said, I was never working with them, or else I would have voted with them. But when we were down 4-3, yeah, I was trying to butter them up, kiss up to them, like be like, yeah. But if anything, that's why they're more pissed at me now than anything.
Right. I feel that. I mean, same. I had to do the same too. You know, like, oh shit, oh wait a minute.
You had to claw your way back. You had to claw your way back into the game.
Right.
Like, you deserve it.
I don't got no more questions. I'm just ready to get this tribe along, see how this shit go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Since Aspen has to make the sole decision tonight, I'm going to give Days and Fang an opportunity to say the one reason why the other is more dangerous to take to the final 2. I'll start with Dazed. Why is Fan Guy more dangerous than you in the final 2?
Let me look at how I broke down these votes here.
He's going to have a hard time with this because I'm not.
I think I discussed this with Aspen earlier, that Fan Guy has played a good game. He might have not won a lot of competitions, but he's been playing both sides for a very, very, very long time. And those that respect others from a game position can see the game that he's played. He had Infinity and myself in the loop. He had Aspen and Rochelle in the loop. About the only person he didn't have in the loop was Mike, unless that was a ploy. And I don't think it was. I think Mike's just generally a douchebag. But I think Fan Guy played two alliances really well, and he kept them apart for a very long time. And for me personally, I respect that as a game player. And I think a lot of other people left in this game will, including Infinity.
Fan Guy, why is Days more dangerous in the final 2?
I mean, for me, it's a simple numbers game, and the votes break down pretty straightforward in my mind. I think if Aspen goes with Dazed, it'll be a 2-2 split, and we don't even know if Ibarka's going to vote. So then it's a coin flip on who's actually going to win that. If Ibarka does show up, he's most certainly going to vote for Dazed instead of Aspen, simply because they were together for almost his entire tenure. So that would put the vote 3-2 in favor of Dazed if he goes with Aspen, because Infinity's not going to turn on him. Mike will vote for Aspen, just like Mike will vote for Aspen against me, because Mike hates us both. And Rochelle is going to vote for Aspen, just like she did, because Aspen voted, to keep her in the game when Aspen could have totally turned on Rochelle and got her out. So it's going to, if she takes me, she's going to get Rochelle's vote. She's going to get Mike's vote, and she'll get Infinity's vote, in my opinion, because Infinity is probably going to be salty that, I voted her out and told her I was definitely considering not doing that.
Days, did you have any final 2 outside of Infinity?
I think somebody in this room gave me, or at least expressed they wanted to take me to the final 2 in the past several days. I'll say that.
Aspen, what are your thoughts on on both of their reasons why the other one is more dangerous to take?
Well, I get why they are saying that they are most dangerous, but I am curious as to why why they feel like they would win. You know, first of all, what I thought was interesting was when Fan Guy said he would get Infinity, well, I would get Infinity's vote. Days did a certain look, and I was wondering what that was about. If Days knew something that I didn't know.
Yeah. Infinity, myself, and Fan Guy worked together for quite a long time, or at least that's what we were led to believe. I think this was when was the summit when you, myself, and Infinity talked? Do you remember? Was that pre-merge or post-merge or?
At the very start of the
It was
merge.
right around the merge. It was either
Okay.
just after or just before.
So that's when we kind of confirmed a final three, right?
I
That we
voted
won.
with. I'll say this, and I've already told Aspen this. I like you in Infinity. I like you both as people. I have talked to you guys, and we have talked game. The only thing I can say from a straightforward standpoint is that my votes have told the tale. I had a chance to turn on Aspen and Rochelle with the Infinity vote, and I did not.
But the point remains you played both sides, and that's a really good game move. And when it came push to shove, you went with the numbers. That's great play, or at least that's the way I see it. I would vote for that before Infinity was removed from the game. I would say that she feels the same way. So although you think that Infinity, or however you think the votes lie, I think at least those two might fall your way. Just strictly based on game, not on a personal level. So that
I
would be,
appreciate the love.
I mean, that's right there. Right.
But
Okay.
did you guarantee him final two though? Did you actually tell him that you wanted to take him to final two?
Not since I told you that I was going to take you to final two.
He told me yesterday, the day before that, especially when I won that immunity. When I won that immunity and it was no longer the 3 versus 1, he hit me up saying, "Hey, I hope we're good. I want to take you to the end." Right?
That might be a little exaggerated, but yes,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. I would say that I definitely have. I mean, you know, I have made friends on both sides. That being said, like I said, my votes have told where I've stood this entire time.
Okay.
My votes have lined up with my group's votes. Every single vote I have voted with, except for the Rochelle vote, where
That's good.
I voted
That's
for
good
Rochelle. I
gameplay.
didn't vote for Aspen either. Like every single vote I think I voted with Aspen actually every single vote. We've had the exact same vote from the beginning of this game.
I feel like Fan Guy is trying to sway my vote away from Aspen onto him, were he to make it to the final two. That's what I'm thinking right now.
I kind of you already told her you were going to vote for me, so I don't need to sway that.
I told her it was up on the fence that I was leaning your way, but I like Aspen as an underdog. I'd like to see 2 underdogs sitting in the final 2.
But you know, Days respects your gameplay. He thinks that you playing the game super hard. You know, as far as like being on both sides, playing that middle line perfectly. So that's what's kind of like dangerous. It's like, dang man, how good did he play that other side? Like, am I gonna be fooled by the Infinity vote? You know, like that's.
Did you ever have any suspicions with Fan Guy's gameplay?
I guess I didn't really have suspicions. I mean, I know he was talking to other people. I figured that, and then
I've never hid that.
right,
Like,
we all had to do what we had to do to get here, you know. So I never had any suspicions about that, but I have felt like he's been pretty much straightforward with me from day one about who he was voting for, and he's came through. So
Do you want
I've
to talk
done that
about
too.
the first time you might have thought Fan Guy threw Rochelle under the bus?
Ooh. Ooh. Where's this coming from? I wanna hear this. Let's go.
it's funny. Well, I guess. Yeah, I guess.
My dude.
I'm interested in hearing what she has to say on this.
My dude.
I know. I came with days. Yeah. So yeah. Honestly, I guess when I came back into the game, I was suspicious of everybody. I didn't know what happened. I didn't know. Like I said, I didn't know that Days had told me he was voting me out. I didn't know about the advantage. I didn't know none of that stuff. So I came back in. I was a suspect of everybody. And so I kind of got an advantage, and I actually seen I actually seen Fan Guy and Infinity's I seen their conversation, you know, so I know what happened in that private chat. And so that is when I got a hint of what was really going on and how he threw her under the bus, you know. Just being honest. And I didn't tell nobody about this because I didn't know how I was going to play it. You know, I didn't know how I was going to spin it. And honestly, I didn't see fit for it because I'm right here right now without, you know, being sneaky and trying to hold that over people's head and stuff. You know, I could have done that. I definitely could have went to Dazed and been like, look, you know that this is going on or whatever. But I didn't do none of that. You know, I didn't even Fan Guy.
So you did get an advantage?
Yeah.
And you told...
She told no one, apparently.
Yeah, I didn't tell nobody. I mean, I kept it to myself. Yeah, seriously, I didn't tell anybody, and that's kind of it worked out better for me that way, you know, believe it or not, because it helped me to navigate each person differently. You know what I mean? Like I knew how to handle Infinity and Fan Guy, and even knowing that how he was with her and how he was with Infinity, it didn't change how I was toward him. He didn't get a hint that I knew what was going on, right, Fan Guy?
So nobody knew
like
that
I
you
said,
had.
for me, I'll just say this. I had two chances to turn on you guys, right? I could have voted you out on the vote where you went out, and I did not do that.
Really? I didn't know that.
I didn't vote for you. Absolutely not. And I could have turned on Rochelle the night Infinity went out. And
so did they tell you that they were voting me out and like try to get you to vote with them?
I knew where their vote was going.
So you knew that they were gonna vote me out.
There was nothing I can do. It was you or me at that vote, because Rochelle had immunity. So it was either you or me, and I still didn't vote for you. I still
He knew where Infinity and my vote lied the entire
I didn't know where the whole team went. I knew that Dazed and Infinity both told me they were going to vote for you.
Dazed, you've been one of the more competitive players this season, I would say. Can you respect the position Aspen is in tonight?
You know, she fought her ass off last night. She lost one of her closest, so it's down to her versus me versus Fan Guy. So I feel, although she might have a connection with Fan Guy, she probably felt that her back was against the wall and she had to win. And she pulled it out, so I respect that.
Fan Guy, you've literally played with Aspen since the beginning of the game. So what can you say at this point?
Like I said, I've been as straightforward as I can be playing the kind of game that I've had to play to get to this point. And I really have. Like even the times where I wasn't upfront with people like completely. I still did what I said I was, or I didn't say I was going to do something that I didn't do if I had the opportunity to do it. Every time I said I was going to do something, if I had the opportunity to hold true to that, I would. Otherwise, like with the Infinity vote, I just kind of was ambiguous about it. What I will say to Aspen right now is that I have voted with you every single vote. I have had your back with the votes, which is, conversations are conversations, but when push comes to shove, the votes are where this game is at. And I have voted with you every single vote until the last vote where you voted against me. And I still voted with you every single vote.
My vote tonight is for Dazed. I'm sorry, but I just feel like my chances are better against Fan Guy. And I might be wrong. This could come back and bite me in the butt. And I won't know until it's too late. So, fingers crossed that I'm a champion. And this is the right decision. I'm sorry, Dazed. I just feel like more people would vote for you, I don't know. I could be wrong, though. But my vote is for Dazed.
I am obviously not in the final two.
I know. What happened?
I mean, let's be real. I was outnumbered as soon as we got to the final four. I thought Aspen had me convinced that she was going to take me. Fan Guy had me convinced that he would take me. So I wasn't sweating too bad, and I made a pretty damn good argument why I should be in the final two. And honestly, I hate to say it, but I don't know if Aspen's gonna win, and I think she would have had a better chance against me. I think Fan Guy might have it wrapped up. The only reason I'm thinking Fan Guy right now is because he was playing both sides the entire game. I don't know if you know that.
I know.
You knew he was working with me and Infinity?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I was just like, I was hoping he was trying to be more trustworthy towards us, but I knew. Because I was like, he's trying way too hard to hide it. I didn't understand what he was going to do.
That's what I told Aspen last night. I was like, he was working both sides, and he did a really good job keeping us separate. Were it not for me misunderstanding how the advantages worked, I probably would have never contacted you. But I had to reach out because I felt like he was lying to me in Infinity, and he played it good.
I know it's kind of fucked up because I was like, how do you even know about my advantage?
Yeah, he told me.
I know. I don't understand.
And then I accidentally let it slip to Mike, which I didn't want him to know.
Oh, about my advantage?
Yeah.
Is that why he wanted me out? Or multiple reasons?
I think he told me straight up he wanted me out. Our last fight that we had, or our little argument, he came clean and said, I wanted you out pre-merge. I was like, dude, I'm glad I didn't trust your ass then. So I would love to hear what you think on both of the final two.
Well, I'm proud of Aspen. And I know everyone thinks we're a duo, but my vote would be I want her to win. But only because I just don't trust that guy. I know that you respect him for what he did, but for me, I think it was scummy. I don't get why he had to do it. Because I was like, why can't you just be honest and be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna play with everybody and make sure I get alliance with everybody. I'd be like, that's fine. But you telling all my business is rude.
He did it in a sneaky way, though.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like the sneakiness. Why
So
can't
what-
you just be upfront?
So you wanted him to tell you straight up that he told me about your advantage? Like that would have...
Yes. Because, I mean, well, I just feel like if he said, oh, yeah, I'm talking to Days of Infinity, that's different. He didn't need to tell about the secret advantage, but just talking to other people, because he made it seem to me and Aspen that he was just talking to me and Aspen, and he was like, we are the final three, we're gonna be our Ryder and Dyers, and no one else is gonna get between us. And I was like, okay.
He told me and Infinity the same thing.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, why are you lying? I don't understand.
And you know, it must sound weird coming from me because I've tried to be as honest as possible with everybody, even when I was voting them out. But deep down, like, I do enjoy that ruthless style of play, just from a game standpoint.
Yes. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if I wasn't playing the game, I would think he's really smart. But he's fucked up. Because it didn't happen. Just saying.
Fan guy, I'll start with you.
Alright.
Were you going to take me to the final two? And if so, is it because you thought you could beat me over Aspen?
Okay, so I'm going to answer the second part of that one first. I didn't think I could, if the votes fell how I genuinely thought they would fall in my head, I actually thought I had the same chance against you both. So one thing I told myself coming into this game was that I was going to be as adaptable as possible. So I was actually going to take you to the final two up until part 5 of the last challenge. And Aspen sent me a message and said, hey, or it was maybe like part 3 of the last challenge. She sent me a message, like when it was part 4. It was when she and I were tied and you couldn't win. She sends me a message. She's like, yo, are you going to take me? And I said, and my answer, I didn't even tell her yes right away. I was like, I don't know. Are you going to take me? And she's like, yes, I will 100% take you. So at that point, knowing that either she or I were going to win that final comp, I sort of, yes, I was going to take her at that point. But prior to that point, I was 100% going to take you.
Fair enough. Aspen. So Rochelle and I got a chance to talk at our final chat or whatever it was. And she said that the two of you knew that Fan Guy was working with Infinity and myself early on in the game. But when you and I had our chat, I told you about Fan Guy and working with Infinity and myself, and you acted surprised. If honesty was your game, why did you just kind of blow that off and act surprised when you could have told me that you knew from the get-go? And a follow-up to that, Fan Guy put himself out there. He tried working both sides, and somehow he got no votes against him the entire game until the very end. Would you consider that riding his coattails or not?
Okay, so I guess I'll answer the first part first. I did not know that Fan Guy was working with you and Infinity to the extent that you said that, you know, he was working with y'all. Only thing that I knew was what you told me from the message that you sent me and Rochelle about, you know, wanting to compare notes and stuff like that. So I didn't really know that he was working with you guys to the point of being able to, you know, flip on us or wanting to flip on us or whatever, you know. So I was being 100% with you when I was acting surprised that you were saying the stuff that, you know, that he said about voting us out and stuff. So and then as far as Me riding his coattails? Absolutely not. You know, we both played our own game. We both had to do different things to be able to get to the end. And I for sure could have blew Fan Guy's game up, you know, multiple times. And I chose not to. And that was my gameplay. You know, I sat in and watched him and Infinity's private chat, and I didn't tell nobody about that. And the same goes for you guys' private chat, which I know you didn't know about, Days. I didn't say anything about this yesterday, but I did get to see the chat with you, Mike, and Rochelle after I got voted out also.
All right. Appreciate it.
So I just feel like I just, you know, it was more about that. That's what I had to do for my own game, you know. It don't have nothing to do with riding Fan Guy's coattails. We both made our own separate moves in this game.
I respect that.
So here's my position. I already know who I'm going to vote, and I feel like if I stand up here and talk about why I'm voting that person, that people hate me so much they're going to vote the other person just to spite me. So I suppose my question is simply, where, because I only care about myself, of course, where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong, and why neither of you really wanted to cultivate any relationship with me?
Fan Guy, you wanna take this first?
Sure. No, I don't. Young Buck, look, Young Buck. I've told this to a few people. You actually, you may never believe this, but you remind me of myself about 20 years ago. I was
How
way
old
too.
are you?
I'm
Sorry to interrupt you.
30. I just turned 37. So you reminded me of myself in my late teens, early 20s. And my words to you, bro, is you're too smart for your own good, and you let people know that, and it can rub
Definitely
people.
not as smart as you.
It can rub people the wrong way. Like you're a clever cat, and I think you were playing too hard, too many angles. I had too many people tell me bad things about you. Not everybody's out to get you, bud. I'll just tell you, like it's really you kind of dug your own
Well, to
grave.
me,
a little
it
bit.
sounds like you heard bad things about me and then immediately judged me. So to me, it does sound like everyone's sort of out to get me.
I mean, you know, I'm sorry you feel that way. It's not, and it certainly wasn't for some of the reasons you posted on your exit manifesto.
It's a beautiful post.
Well, you know, bro, I'm telling you, I see. I really do see some of myself younger in you. Like, it just, trust me, bro. The world's not out to get you, but as long as you're internalizing those feelings, it's gonna backfire on you. As long as you go into situations with that sort of "I'm gonna be persecuted" sort of outlook.
I
Yeah.
actually did try to give you a chance. It was the vote of, was it when I thought that we were going to vote for, matter of fact, it was the vote that you voted me off. So that's exactly why I didn't want to work with you. Is it don't have nothing to do with nobody saying nothing about you. I thought you were, I didn't know you, and I genuinely was trying to get to know you. I feel
Aspen,
like
may I interject?
Sure.
I made an offer to you to use either Discord or Snapchat, and you just didn't want to, which would have been a lot. It's hard to talk on the board. It's just not natural. So I'm just curious as to why you couldn't bother to make a Discord account to talk to me. Maybe that would have worked with you.
maybe, but I didn't see it that way, you know. Honestly, I didn't really get positive energy or good vibes from the way that you tried to talk to me, even after the fact when I came back into the game. You know, the message that you sent me saying, "Hey, just vote for Days, bye." You know, that was very, like, I mean, you know, you can't just come drop that in my inbox and then be out and then expect that to be it. You know, that's not trying to work with me. That's not being genuine, and I don't respect that.
No, I don't. Can you name one thing about me? Like, name one hobby, what I do for a living, anything that you didn't hear from someone else. I want it to be something you heard about me, or you tried to hear from me. This will be the last thing I ask.
That you're a Cancer?
Oh, okay, the sign. Oh, okay. I thought you were just like, okay. but I took that like the really wrong way the first this time. But
You
my
shouldn't, dude. And that's kind of what Fan Guy was saying, dude. Everybody's not out to get
just
you,
heard
you
that
know?
from someone else. So you didn't. I never told you that. You learned that from someone else. All right, I'm done. I didn't look at the chat.
I know you're a Lions fan.
Okay.
Fango asked you first. You had said that you wanted Days, yourself, and I to go as a top 3. When did you decide that that wasn't the case?
So, man, I don't want to like say the same thing I said with my last answer, but it kind of cross applies. So I told myself to be adaptable, right? And whenever there were 7 players left, and I knew I didn't really have a number 1. I knew you and Dazed were number 1s. I knew Aspen and Rochelle were number 1s, and I kind of knew Mike was on the outs. So my plan from that point on was to legit try to get us 5 to the final 5, and then kind of figure out at that point, actually my plan was to take out 1 from one side, 1 from the other side, so that I have an ally on both sides, and I felt like that was going to give me the optimal chance to actually make it to the final. So I didn't want to vote you out when you got voted, but this thing over here got immunity, and I had to kind of rush that decision. At that point, I just had to make my own determination as to if I felt closer, or did I feel like, who did I think I had even a chance at being a number 2 with? And because I think you and Days just started the game together, I felt like y'all were always going to be number 1 and number 2 to each other, and that I was going to be number 3 there. I felt the same way about Aspen and Rochelle, but knowing that Mike and E. Barker were on the outs, but I didn't know how much Mike was like, you just don't know what he's doing. So I didn't know if he was secretly maybe working with y'all. So the numbers at that point, I just had to vote for you.
Aspen, when did you decide to turn on Rochelle, and why?
I didn't really decide to turn on her. It was more about like, it was Days had won immunity, and it was either me, Fan Guy, or Rochelle. And so I knew that Fan Guy and Days would be working together. And so honestly, I kind of just didn't want to be in the middle of it. We had a close friendship this whole game. And so I didn't want to be the person to send one person home. I thought it was only fair to let them battle it out and see who won, and that's who deserved to go on. And I told both of them that. I was honest and straight up with both of them about it.
Why should you be the winner?
I mean, I think most of my answers to y'all questions tonight has been like very about my strategy, so I'm not gonna get too much into depth about that. I'm just gonna say straight up that minus one of you right here on this chat, I legitimately adore all 3 of you and Rochelle, and I wanted to take the 5 of us as far as I possibly could. In my brain, I wanted that to be my final 5, and then from there it was just, I knew it was going to suck for me, and I knew it was going to definitely make getting this vote a lot harder. I felt like I was on the bottom of both of the 3s, so I really thought I had to cut 1 from each side and leave myself sandwiched in the middle of 2 people who had no other allies that I knew of. So from a strategy, but I'll just say, like, I was honest realistically as much as I could be this season. Like, while kind of straddling the line, I really did keep it real as I could with everyone without just basically putting my neck over the guillotine.
Aspen, why should you win?
Okay. So, basically, I am coming from a point of I had to claw my way back into this game, Straight up, honestly, it's hard to be exiled and banned out and then have to come and work your way back into a game. And so for me, my strategy coming back in was simple: to be able to use the information that I got from both sides, being able to see why it is that I was voted out. And the reason that people said that they voted me out was because that I wasn't active enough, or I wasn't showing up, or I missed the challenge or whatever. And so I took that criticism and I turned that around, and I was here, when I came back, and I came back to play hard, and I made genuine connections and genuine relationships with people. And I think that's what helped me get the furthest. And even with you, Mike, I genuinely tried to, or wanted to, and would have made a connection with you. I would have played with you, dude. I was up for some, gameplay, but it just happened how it happened, and you know, it kind of is what it is. But it just was hard to get back in the game and not be the next easy vote out, because y'all could have easily voted me out after I was safe that one time, you know. And so being able to kind of work my way in with Days and Infinity a little bit and work my way back in with my alliance is what kind of kept me strong. I dream of trying to go on Survivor one day, so to be in this position is super cool, and it's something that I'll be able to take with me and share and tell people about it, and so that's dope. And I really hope that everybody was able to take something positive from this experience, because I know that I did. And I don't know, it helped me to be able to connect with people, and I had to reach out and form relationships with people that I maybe never would have talked to in real life. And so that's the cool part for me. And you know, I hope that everybody, like Fanguy said, man, it's nothing but love for everybody. One day I hope we meet up on the other side. Infinity, I hope you don't hold any grudges, and I still hope you want to make music with me. And I hope that we all can just, you know, hang out and laugh about this one day, even you, Mike. So yeah, I feel like it was a long, hard fight. And I should mention, if we're talking about strategies, how I did pull out that immunity win at the very last second, because if I wouldn't have, I honestly would have went home. Like Fanguy said, he planned to take Days, and so I had to pull that out.
First vote, Aspen. Next vote, Aspen. Next vote, Fanguy. Next vote, Fanguy. It's 2-2. The winning vote goes to...
And the winner is... me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody that voted for me, that supported me through this journey. Thank you to everybody that voted me out, because if y'all would have never voted me out, I would have never figured out my true potential, and that was to ride the middle. Okay, and that's how I'm sitting here right now. This is a testament to every underdog out there. Keep fighting. You in this thing. Don't give up. And yeah, I want to thank my team, Fanguy, Rochelle. Y'all were the best alliance anybody could ever ask for. I couldn't have done this without y'all, Fanguy. Sorry it had to be you, but I'm glad it was you. Glad I could take you to the end. We had this thing planned from the beginning, so you already know. Salute to you, my brother. This was such a fun experience. It's unlike something I ever done in my life, and it just gave me the courage to try out for a real Survivor. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get an audition tape put together, and hopefully y'all will see that soon. Yeah, first winner of Online Survivor right here. You heard it here first.